Hey, good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. Sorry about the delay in starting the show. That was completely and totally my fault. Hang tight there a minute, Destiny. I sent, I think, 3 videos today, and I think I sent 80 pictures. It's totally my fault. It's 8:03 in the morning. We're just getting started. But all of that being said, there is the way you can contact the show. 706-889-9700 and chief at FetcherNews.com. We want to hear you say Merry Christmas. So let me tell you, we're starting this. We're going to hit the social. We're having a meeting today. We have a meeting every Monday, if you must know. We start the week out with a meeting. And we'll have we have our marketing department this morning. So if you text me, do you have that little graphic? There you go. I am your host right here, me, out of my pocket. I'm buying 20 of these. I can't buy 40 or 60, maybe next year. We'll see what happens if you're good. And Santa's good as far as a little extra cash. Anyhow, so right there, text me Merry Christmas to BKP. Now, somebody text Merry Christmas FYN. We're going to accept that. Okay, we're going to take FYN as Merry Christmas. But text me Merry Christmas, okay? BKP at that number, and I'm going to give 20 of these away, and we're really going to start the online marketing push today, so you want to get in now because I'm only going to have 20. All right, so over the weekend, I thought about this long and hard. And I said, do we come in this morning and rehash last week's testimony? Do we? Knowing what we know? Or do we come in this morning and just kindly draw, look for the morning headlines and then draw a line of how ridiculous this is? And you and I know this impeachment is absolutely ridiculous. And now it's witness intimidation. Okay. I know a couple guys that could do a class on witness intimidation, and I don't know if they would use Twitter to do it. Okay. If you look at witness intimidation in the old days, yes, in the old days, all the way back in the 80s and 90s. Do you know when Rudy Giuliani was the prosecutor in the Southern District of New York? Ironically now that's trying to take down Trump and Rudy Giuliani, but when he was the prosecutor there in New York City before he became America's mayor, is what he was known as, there was a hit put out on him. You could go and Google witness cases that came down to witness intimidation. Payoffs, bribes. Okay, so anyhow, President puts out a tweet, and these little pasty white people start yelling witness intimidation. You don't know witness intimidation. Ooh, the public tweet is witness intimidation. Anyhow, so let's move along. Do you remember when, now Destiny, I don't know where you stand on the pictures, and again, okay. Now, I sent you 80 photos at 7:59 and 58 seconds, and you're telling me all 80's ready? Okay, I gotta see how you're doing this so fast. We may have a problem. You remember when these two people, number 7, okay, you remember when they purchased their first black child? Do you remember that? Do you remember their first purchase? And they were saying right there that, they were saying at that time that they always knew he would be a winner from the day they purchased him, these two white parents. I'm sorry. And they were giving this interview, and then you remember how proud they were when their purchase started really standing out, number 6. remember that? You remember that? How proud they were at Nevada when their first black child purchase was made, and they always knew he'd be successful. And then you remember look at number 3. There's Kute Kinte. Kute Kinte, number 3. Really? This dude. Now, let me just give you a quick reminder of number 4. This is the actual Kute Kinte in Roots that was being beaten with a whip until he acknowledged his name was Toby. Toby. So go back to 3. I mean, it looks like they're going to have to beat him into submission till he realizes his name is Toby. He doesn't want to play football, man. Colin Kaepernick doesn't want to play football. How dare you show up on sideline with a Kute Kinte shirt on, like you're some slave. You were raised by these 2 white people, number 7. How dare you, man? You were raised by these white people in a privileged home. You had it made your whole life. And then you show up for a tryout. NFL going to give you another shot. And you go number 3, Kute Kinte. Whatever. I'm going to play Stephen Smith's response to Kute Kinte there in a minute. You know, the slave that the NFL owners won't let play football. Let me tell you something there, Kute. What is the NFL 82% African American, black now, or something like that? I don't think they're just keeping you out. All right, number 9. There's going to be a debate in Atlanta this week. We will get to impeachment. You people get so damn pushy, okay? There's going to be a debate. And all I keep hearing in Atlanta about the debate is 4 women are going to host the debate. Well, they're taking it over. It's going to be 4 women hosting the debate. Where do you see 4 women? Well, I tell you, that's a top shelf guy right there in the glasses. Rachel, I mean, her pronoun, you think she's offended? These 4 women host? I don't think so. Anyhow, number 10. Now, this might be a little blurry, I don't know, but here's on the debate stage this Wednesday night, right? We will get to impeachment, damn it. Slow down. The debate stage. Cory Booker is wondering, hey, could anybody tell people, I'm the black guy in the candidate in the race? I'm the black candidate. I have been in this race. I'm an uppity brother. I could be an uppity brother. I know from Newark. But I could play uppity. I could do everything. What do you want? I'm Spartacus. Would somebody please tell Deval Patrick and Obama, I'm the black guy. You got me. South Carolina. Brother Cory Booker rolling into town right after New Hampshire. Just saying. Tulsi Gabbard's in the debate. Amy Klobuchar, the boy that would be king. We'll talk about him in a minute. Pete Buttigieg, the gay brigade. Elizabeth Warren. She got her chop slapped by Deval Patrick, didn't she? In Massachusetts. Joe Biden. Okay. Bernie Sanders. Kamala Harris. Andrew Yang. And Tom Steyer. Deval Patrick will not be there Wednesday night, and it will not hurt him. Now, I have a little bit of a disagreement with some out there that do not think Deval Patrick is a big deal getting into the race. I'm not for sure yet. We will see. But Deval Patrick, he's from Bain Capital. This guy's an uppity brother. Now, in some African-American circles in the inner city, they call him something else. Not me. I can't do that. But he's an uppity brother. Deval Patrick, uppity. Where everything creased real nice. I mean, that overcoat, everything, that tie. Yeah, uppity brother from Bain Capital. Wonder how he going to play in the hood. We will see. We will see who's going to get that South Carolina brother vote. But let me tell you something about Deval Patrick. We'll get deeper into this in a little bit. Deval Patrick, the former governor of Massachusetts, is not taking a chance. It's a calculated risk. This has been calculated, time, precision, release. It's like a time release capsule in your medication. It releases at a certain time. Because I'm telling you now, Bloomberg on the other hand, this guy got billions and billions and billions now. We're not saying Deval, that brother don't have a little money to burn. But Bloomberg could have fun with an election, spend $1 billion, and then say, I enjoyed that, and go home. That's pretty good. I kind of enjoyed that, and go home. Wow, $1 billion is gone, burnt. Like, to me, we'll get into him. Bloomberg's like Brewster's Millions. Do you remember that one? Forget it if you don't. That's one of them down-to-earth movies for guys like me, okay? But anyhow, I'm telling you, Deval Patrick, time release. He's avoided all of the debates, good or bad. I say good. So anyhow, that's happening Wednesday night right here in Atlanta. Now, as I'm talking about Atlanta, let me go to this real quick. I don't have a picture for it. You could leave the debate characters up for Atlanta. Today is the day all bets. If you've been placing your bets, okay, window closes today. If you've been doing your over-under, if you've been doing your little college scorecards like you used to do, I forget what those are called. But anyhow, the Governor Brian Kemp of Georgia, today's the deadline to submit your resume, all right? To submit your resume to replace Johnny Isakson as senator. We'll talk about that, because who has the power to make this poll? What will Kemp do? Today's the day. All bets are off. Now, let me just say here. Let's get to this one here. Let's see if I can find one. All right, there's right here, okay? So, Louisiana governor's race, 75, number 75, please. Okay. Now, Louisiana governor's race, John Bel Edwards, the incumbent, 51.3. Eddie Rispone, 48.7, Republican. This is a state that Trump won by 20 points. This is a state that Trump went to Louisiana. He went in Monroe, Louisiana, just a couple weeks ago. This is a place where Trump went twice to try to get Eddie Rispone across the finish line to get rid of John Bel Edwards. Now, we're going to take a brief break. All right, let me see. Wait a minute. Let me see a couple other things we're going to touch on today. Let me see what this is. Number 61, all right, 61, Trump accused of witness intimidation in real time, right in real time. No media. Adam Schiff did not have to go on Twitter, and Adam Schiff did not have to tell his little lackey or whatever, the little person that runs and whispers in his ear at the appropriate time. He didn't have to go say, hey, keep up with Trump's Twitter feed, and the very minute he attacks her or says something about her, bring it to me so I can turn it into something. All right? Schiff did not have to read, okay? He did not have to read that, and I'm going to say something here. I'm going to get it here in just a second. I will find it. This is the former ambassador to Ukraine, Yovanovitch. Okay, let's go to 15. Now, I think, I don't want to get down a road, a rabbit trail or something. I don't have my facts right. But I think she was born in Russia. Am I correct? I'm not for sure. This has been a very painful period, Yovanovitch says. Now, supposedly she got a call. This lady's not well liked, was not well liked in Ukraine. Ukraine is a very corrupt place, very dangerous. Why, you could be poisoned in Ukraine while sipping your tea. No, no joke. This is like the third most corrupt country in the civilized world, or whatever we're calling it. Okay, she was called home. Okay. They say for no apparent reason. She was not liked in Ukraine. Was not liked. We could go very deep into this, but the media is so disgusting. Leave her up there. Remember that number, whatever that number is, 15, write that down. Okay? This has been a very painful period. Remember this ambassador, number 17? Stevens. Remember Stevens, the ambassador? Remember the pictures they released of him, his dead body being carried through the streets? Our ambassador, number 16. See that? Remember that? Our ambassador being carried through the streets. Remember that? Chris Stevens. Remember the Benghazi cover-up? Remember this guy called? You remember he called for extra help, backup? I mean, just throwing it out there just really quickly. Remember, we didn't want to give the backup because we did not want to, in Libya, have military with our uniforms on. Yeah, remember that? They were like begging for help. Number 15. Mitch Yovanovitch, Ambassador Yovanovitch, that is a very painful period for America. That is a very painful period for his family to have to see every day. That's a very painful period and a very dark scar on this country that we did not protect our ambassador. You know what? You're alive. You know what? You're alive and able to go give that compelling testimony that brought Chris Wallace to tears. Why, you're alive today to be able to give the testimony that Chris Wallace thought if you were not moved by. Please, this has been a very painful period. We got you painful period. Take a break, come back. Let's go straight to Louisiana because they're making fun of our president. Let's check because they're trying to say our president went as a health scare. All the above. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. Take us to break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
Hey, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Today, there is the email address and the phone number, and it's 8:24 in the morning. All the ways to follow us on social media. Now, this cup in my hand, can you put the graphic up? That's what it says, FYN, News, Sports, TV, FetcherNews.com. And on the back of that cup is Graphic Expressions. These are some great people up there. They just gave me the cup. They just gave me the cup. I like the cup. I like our new logo that they have on the cup. And I said, you know what? It's that time of the season, and the reason for the season, Merry Christmas. We're able to say that again publicly, not that we ever stopped here, but the President of the United States has really ushered back in Merry Christmas, and we want to follow that. So the first 20 people, okay, to text me. Now, somebody text me Merry Christmas FYM. We're going to count that, okay? Shipping, handling, everything's included. So the first 20 people, and you need to hurry because our marketing's going to bust out today. We're going to do it today, Monday, and they'll probably be gone just like that. So 706-889-9700. Text Merry Christmas BKP or FYN, and we are going to send you a mug. Now, leave that up for a minute. Let me just say this, okay? A couple things here in Georgia. We have to now congratulate all around the United States. So we do know we have some viewers in other states, but this is as important to you because I don't know what congressional districts in your state that you have to try to maintain, hold, save, flip, whatever you got to do, flop, all the above, okay? Because our goal is to take back the House in 2020 so that somebody like an Adam Schiff, okay, and Jerry Nadler are not in charge. Seriously. And President Donald Trump has a second term with people like Nunes and Jim Jordan and a Speaker of the House that will issue subpoenas, which, what's his name? Paul Ryan did not. Getting off of that long trail, we have to do something here that we're going to work on, and we're going to call it flipping the 6th and saving the 7th. Okay? We have to in Georgia. We have to flip the 6th. Now, it is wrong for me. It is wrong for me to say something about a candidate when I always say I don't endorse a candidate. But I have to be clear, in the 6th District, Karen Handel is not the candidate to run against Lucy McBath. Karen Handel is not the candidate to run against Lucy McBath, and if we're to win, to send back to support our president. She's a never Trumper, okay? She's a Trump convenient candidate, okay? Trump convenient candidate. If Trump is convenient, then this candidate will use Trump. If it's Trump convenient candidate, period. All right? Karen Handel. So that being said, one, Lucy McBath beat her, all right? There's a lot to be said for that, and people are, I can't put it any other way, they are tired of seeing and hearing. She's not a bad person, but people are, as a candidate, people are tired of seeing and hearing Karen Handel's name. Now, in the 6th District, State Senator, I think it's State Senator Brandon Beach pulled out last week. I knew that. Your host, I can now tell you I knew that all last week. I was sworn to secrecy, and I kept that secret. In fact, I asked, I guess I got it, some people Thursday. I said, have you heard anything about it? And some said back to me, that may be, that may be something another candidate's floating out there just to get that discussion to go. But we don't know who Brandon Beach made a deal with. Why are you assuming he made a deal? It's politics, damn it. If you call Brandon Beach today, Republican primary candidate for the 6th District of Georgia, he's going to tell you that, I'm going to say he's going to tell you, I don't know, I haven't read any articles, that he's not endorsed a candidate and he didn't make any deals. Really? Really? So anyhow, but Brandon Beach is out of the race. Now, I sit down with no endorsement, no endorsement, no endorsement. That's my alert, okay? We need a graph that says no endorsement alert, okay? So anyhow, no endorsement, but I sat down last Thursday with Marjorie Greene, a candidate, Republican candidate. I have an interview with her I'll put up tomorrow. So that's the 6th district, so we have to flip the 6th, means we have to get a candidate that can win and win in the 6th district against Lucy McBath in Georgia. That would be 1. 2, we have to save. Now, Rob Woodall, the 7th district, the congressman from the 7th district of Georgia, I don't have the numbers, but he barely squeaked by on the last election. And I think in the 2018 cycle, that was the tightest congressional race in the United States, may have been, vote number wise. And he barely got in there. And some people are saying he didn't campaign. Rob Woodall did not work, campaign, whatever. But a lot of Democrats are looking at that 7th district and can't. A lot of Democrats are looking at that 7th district and they're licking Joe Biden's chops over it. And I'm telling you, they think they can flip it. So here's what we got to do. We got to flip the 6th, save the 7th in Georgia. That is our have-tos in the state. All right, so moving right along. Please make that a separate segment. Now I want to start a new segment, okay? Let me know when you're ready, because I want this to go. All right. So recently, the President of the United States campaigned in 2 states. Kentucky. And let's put this up while we are breaking this down, okay? And you know what? There's going to be so many people that are going to do an awesome job breaking down. So let's go with Meet the Press yesterday. Let's go with number 18, all right? I got 2 hours a day, and there's going to be a lot of people breaking down impeachment and everything like that. They're breaking down re-election. We have 2 states recently here. The media, there's another part of the impeachment, okay? The deep state, hashtag deep state corporate corrupt media is working on making Trump irrelevant, talking about the suburbs. Every election now, it's about the suburbs are running away. White women in the suburbs are running away from voting for Trump. Everything and anything they could do to try to manipulate the election, because even the we're talking about interfering in our elections, okay? Putting up phony graphics, putting up phony details, fake stories, fake headlines, okay? Running this fake impeachment, all of it is meddling in our 2020 election. Now, if Russia buys a bot and puts up a fake headline graphic in Wisconsin, they want to know what President Donald Trump's going to do to stop meddling in our election by the Russians. We don't care about the Chinese or the Ukrainians. Those Ukrainians, damn, they make a good pierogi. Anyhow, but anything when it comes to the media meddling in our election, nothing to say here, nothing to see here. We're actually just reporting the lie. Now, this being said, there's 2 elections, Kentucky. Now, Bevins was weighed down. Only the liar in chief of lying Joe Scarborough will continue to cite a poll he found somewhere on the grounds of a college campus after being stepped on 1,000 times that says Bevin was leading before Trump got to Kentucky the week before the election. Bevin, that's not true. So Bevin is weighed down. He has got we'll call it the former governor of Kentucky. He's got a little personality issue there. He's tough shot, right? And then Kentucky is a very pro-union state, whether you know it or not, okay? And it's strong teachers union. Bevin did exactly what he had to do. He just didn't deliver. It didn't come out smooth. We have to in this country, no matter how hated I may be after this comment, we have to do something with pensions, especially teachers' pensions and public servants. You can get mad if you want. There's not going to be enough money to have a firefighter that we love, a firefighter that we call 911, and a firefighter that we're so thankful came in and saved our life, saved my life, your life, and Buffy's life, okay? But we're not going to continue to do the 90 to 95% full pension. We're not going to be a salary pension, not going to be able to do that. So Bevin took a shot that something had to change, and a very well-known name in Kentucky, we're going to back up to Kentucky in a minute because I want to keep this segment the same. A very well-known name in Kentucky ran against Bevin, but the media wants to leave you to believe, because it was barely a whisker that Bevin lost by, that Trump is the reason why the suburbs around Louisville. We went down over there to Louisville in the suburbs, man, and they're running away from Trump. Not true. Not true. So let's go to Louisiana. There's the governor's race, okay? Now, let me give Governor John Bel Edwards, Democrat there, 53.1, 48.7, Eddie Rispone, okay? Now, let me give a little bit of, I want to give I want to say, if I am Governor John Bel Edwards this morning, okay, and President Trump came to Monroe and somewhere last week, I forget, and he held 2 campaign rallies, and he told everybody I was no good, anything and everything to get me out of office, and I won this morning, I'd tell Donald Trump to go to hell too. Because any Southerner understands, bless your heart. So he told Donald Trump, Louisiana, he told Governor John Bel Edwards told President Donald Trump, bless his heart. We all know what that means, right? Hey, I would have done the same thing. But this is a state that went 20 points for Donald Trump. Louisiana went 20 points for Donald Trump. Kentucky went 20 points for Donald Trump. Obviously, Louisiana around the suburbs of Shreveport and all those parishes around New Orleans, or wherever it's at, why, they're running away from Trump and Groves. What does this spell? Does this spell bad news for Trump in the South, Kentucky and Louisiana? Why are Trump supporters not coming out in Groves and helping Trump? What is this signaling? Is Trump's message falling on deaf ears? Is it those college-educated white women in suburbs? What could it be? I'm going to take a brief break and come back and go directly into what it can be on both of these, and then we'll move on to the impeachment of the day and the boy that would be king. Take a short break.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down
Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. Okay, now, there you go. Here's all the ways you can follow us on social media. Now let's power right in. So, let me go with this. All right, Kentucky. And we're not going to stay on this because I've spent a lot of time in Kentucky, so I'm going to move this out of the way. They still want you to believe, okay, they still want you to believe that President Donald Trump went into Kentucky, could not pull off Kentucky. They're doing everything to manipulate the conversation about Kentucky, Bevin, and Brasher. Okay, so let's pull up number 82. All right, here's the reality. Joe Scarborough is not correct. Now, the blue is around Lexington and Louisville. Oh, my God, look at what happened. But I'm going to get really to the point, all right? You got 49.2, 48.8, And nobody talks about the 2% of John Hicks, the Libertarian, 28,000 votes. Only 5,000 votes separated Andy Beshear and Matt Bevin, the former governor, Republican of Kentucky. All right. Now, there's no fear that Trump, they're doing everything. This is the bottom line. You need to know they're doing everything to make it to where they're pushing down, trying to suppress the vote. Where have you heard that before from Stacey Abrams? The media is trying to suppress the vote, okay? Trying to make it look like that Trump is losing support in very strong areas. So this is a voter suppression, as they would call it, right? The other thing is Andy Beshear, they act like in Kentucky, I mean the national corrupt media, they act like Andy Beshear, okay, is a guy that just decided to run. Why, this is a no-name guy that just decided to run. Now, let me tell you this in politics. If you decide to run for office and you have no name recognition, you have to buy it. Okay, whether you like it or not. It's you say, how do I get my message out? If you have no name recognition, you have to buy. You have to have a certain amount of money. Andy Beshear did not have to buy name recognition. His father, we've talked about that. The Beshear family, okay? The Beshear family, his dad was the governor that Bevin beat, okay? So they wanted that seat back. They courted the teachers union. You can argue all day long. You're not going to win anything that says that Donald Trump has any less significance in Kentucky than he did 2 years ago. Anyhow, that being said, Andy Beshear, that's the reason. Okay? It's simple. That is so simple right there. Now, let's go into, let me show you this guy here. Okay? And I'm going to show you this for two reasons. So this guy, number 81, all right? And this guy I'm going to talk about in reference to Kentucky and, okay, reference to Kentucky and Louisiana. This is former Pennsylvania Governor Bob Casey Sr., okay? Now, why are we going into PA and what's that got to do with Kentucky and Louisiana? This is Bob Casey Sr., former Democrat governor of Pennsylvania, former popular Democrat governor of Pennsylvania. There was so many times that the GOP Republican Pennsylvania people tried to figure out, how do we beat this guy? Well, he's not a conservative. He likes to tax or up fees on things, but almost not to a point that he makes everybody mad. How do we beat this guy? Now, this goes back in 86, 88, whatever, right? Remember that? Now, what happened here? So go back to, really quick, I'm going to use a couple points here, but again, go to 82. 82 is what? The Kentucky results and Andy Beshear, right? His dad was former Kentucky governor, right? Name is very popular in the state. So Andy did not have to buy name recognition. Andy did not have to buy support of special interest groups. Andy did not have to have the Democrat machine come in and vet him or decide if they want to put money behind him. He had everything to go. Now, I don't have his picture, but let's go back to 81 and do the Kentucky comparison. Okay? This is Bob Casey Sr., the governor of Pennsylvania, Democrat governor, very popular Democrat governor, a governor that the GOP tried to figure out for years how to run against and beat. When he left office, okay, his son, Bob Casey Jr., which if you'll notice has dropped the word junior, or dropped junior off of his name, but Bob Casey Jr. is winning as a senator in Pennsylvania over and over off of his dad's name, just like Beshear in Kentucky. Now, if Donald Trump went into Pennsylvania and tried to do a rally for a Pat Toomey type running against, Casey, not going to work. So anyhow, there you go. All right? There you go. That's one. Riding the coattail, trying to figure out how to be a Republican. Now, let's leave his picture up there for a minute because this is a teachable moment. All right? The media is going to lie, and I have always said, if you have a conversation, we have to be able to have conversations with our friends and be able to explain things. All right? So, Lord, I thought I had it here. Planned Parenthood versus Casey. This guy, Democrat, Pennsylvania, all right, 1992, was so strongly pro-life, he actually, as a Democrat, now listen to this, Democrats right now are in the forefront, get mad if you want, of being the leading cases that Roe v. Wade may be decided on. Yes, because this guy right here, Bob Casey, was a landmark U.S. Supreme Court case regarding abortion. In the state of Pennsylvania, this guy signed the first major piece of legislation that started knocking down, as a Democrat, Roe v. Wade and abortion across this country. In a plurality opinion, because there were several things here, the court upheld the constitutional right to have an abortion that was established by Roe v. Wade, but altered the standard for analyzing restrictions on the right. This guy, Bob Casey, Democrat, is totally the guy in Pennsylvania that started breaking down Roe v. Wade in the Supreme Court. The standard of analyzing restrictions on that right, crafting the undue burden standard of abortion restrictions. Okay? Now, I have it here. Let's see, what was it about? Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Requirement for a waiting period. He put in place a waiting period requirement. Spouse notice. Okay, you have to notify your spouse. And for minors, parental consent prior to undergoing an abortion procedure. All right. Let's see. I could get into the weeds on that. This is the guy that started breaking down the walls and the barriers in the Supreme Court for Roe v. Wade. This is the reason a very Catholic Pennsylvania, a very pro-life Pennsylvania still today, okay, Bob Casey, Democrat governor of Pennsylvania, Republicans could not figure out how to beat this guy. They couldn't figure out how to beat this guy no matter who was president of the United States. Let's see. Let me go to Bob Casey just for, what do they say? Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. Just a minute. This is important. Stay with me because I don't want you to go away. But let's get... he was governor from 1987 to 1995. It didn't matter what Republicans did, who went for a rally, who got elected in Pennsylvania. This guy cannot be touched as a Democrat in Pennsylvania. Okay? Not the most conservative guy in the world, but let me tell you something. The first Democrat to start cracking and breaking down the walls of Roe v. Wade. So, that being said, all right, let me go here. Okay, let's go to another one so we can get on to. So we know that. We know what happened there. They're not going to tell the truth. Obviously, let's go to number 18. Okay, number 18, we're going to explain this here in Louisiana. Number 18, Louisiana Governor 53, and there's Eddie Risbon. 2 times the president came in. Okay. Let's go to all the ones that may surround that. I want to put them in there really quick, and then we'll explain. All right, coming at it. All right. They enjoy this so much. We'll get to it. All right, come on. I'm trying to get something explained here. Yeah, it won't take long. I'm almost there. Let's go to 66. Democrat Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards wins re-election in blow to Trump. Blow to Trump. Okay? All right. Blow to Trump, number 67, MSNBC. Democrat Governor John Bel Edwards wins re-election in Louisiana. There's Trump trying to push this guy over the line, number 68. All right. Democrat Governor John Bel Edwards wins re-election in Louisiana. Number 69. Okay. Louisiana gubernatorial race marks loss for Trump. Really? Loss for Trump. See if I have anything else before we go any further into that. Let's go with MSNBC. They're right here yesterday. Louisiana, number 75. All right. And let's see if I have anything else here. The Gatekeepers of Hell, number 80. Democrat Governor John Bel Edwards wins re-election in Louisiana. All right. They were loving posting that. So let's leave that this morning. Now, why do you think he won John Bel Edwards' re-election in Louisiana? I'm going to tell you why right now. All you have to do is look up a couple things that the media will not tell you. So let's go to, while we have that, let's go to number 1. Let's go to a couple reasons. Number 1, Louisiana just passed a near total abortion ban. It was written by a Democrat. Now, the state joins others in banning the procedure as early as 6 weeks into pregnancy. The media will tell you this morning really quickly that Edwards signed a heartbeat bill or signed a piece of pro-life legislation. But they're always cautious to throw out that the legislation was written by a Democrat. Now, they want you to think Edwards is the only one in the entire state, the only Democrat. But Louisiana just passed a near total abortion. It was written by a Democrat, all right? And if you can see on the bottom, that's May 30th, 2019. 2019, all right? This is everything the Democrats don't believe in Louisiana, all right? Written by a Democrat, signed by a Democrat governor, voted on by multiples. Go look at the vote of Democrats. Now, why would Democrats do that in Louisiana? And right now, just the fact to get to say that Trump went there and he has egg on his face is what they're enjoying. But trust me, this is a problem. Let's go to number 2, something most of you are aware of, but some of you may not be. Why is Louisiana the only state to have parishes and not counties? There's no counties, you're in the parish, okay? Louisiana was officially Roman Catholic under both France and Spain's rule. The boundaries dividing the territories generally coincide with the church parish. With the church parish. All right? In 1807, the territorial legislation officially adopted the ecclesiastical term, parish. So Louisiana was originally all Roman Catholic, all by French and Spain rule. And there's no counties, they're all parishes. Well, what the hell does that have to do with anything? I will tell you right now what that's got to do with. Let's go here. Let's go back to let me see. Let me go back here. Let's just go to 18 to show the number there. Okay. And Louisiana just passed a near total abortion ban. It was written by a Democrat. The state joins others in banning the procedure as early as 6 weeks into pregnancy. Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards on Thursday signed into law a bill banning abortion after a fetal heartbeat can be detected, one of many near-total bans on abortion to pass around the country in recent months. The bill, which has no exceptions. Now, don't get confused that they like this governor, the Democrats do. This is only to try to say Trump lost. They'll do anything to try to say Trump lost. The bill, which has no exception for rape and incest, there's no exception, he signed it, would ban abortion as early as 6 weeks before many people knew they were pregnant. It passed the State House of Representatives on Wednesday. The bill states that it would take effect unless a similar law in Mississippi has been challenged in the court is upheld. Most of the recent abortion bans, are Republican state legislatures, but Louisiana's was authored by a Democrat. According to the New York Times, Edwards, a longtime abortion opponent, is also a Democrat. Written by a Democrat. Now, let's look at something else. If you go into Planned Parenthood versus Casey, you will see with Sandra Day O'Connor and I forget the other Supreme Court justice, but you will see how that started breaking down. If you read Scalia's law, Scalia, Antonin Scalia's book, and it talks about Planned Parenthood versus Roe v. Wade, you will start seeing, right here, the doors that were opened by a Democrat. Got it? Supreme Court agrees to review Louisiana's abortion law that could limit women's access. Okay? When did this come out? October 4th, 2019. Now, so many articles were written around October about Louisiana, the Supreme Court. So many articles were written to excite pro-life, the Jimmy Swaggart voters in Louisiana. So many articles were written around October to excite the Roman Catholic, the parish, the Catholics in the parish, in those parishes in Louisiana. That it's almost like the Supreme Court picking Louisiana's abortion ban to review was one hell of a campaign boost to John Bel Edwards, the incumbent. You see, Eddie Rispone could not go around the state telling people that he was anti-Christian. And this guy's bill was written by a Democrat that he signed, so he knows what's in it, has no concession for rape or incest. And this guy, there's no way Rispone could go around the state and say, they could just yell socialist. He's a socialist. He raised taxes, or he raised fees on this, or, now you got to pay $89 to get your boat tag in Louisiana instead of $49 because he raised that, okay? Now, I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's the things that happen in the states that governors and candidates for governor can fight over, that makes a governor's race different in your state, that no matter who comes in to campaign, Donald Trump or anybody, you're still mad that you got to pay more to get your boat tag. But if you're pro-life and you got to pay a little more to get your boat tag, you just can't be led to believe that John Bel Edwards is a terrible man. You can't be led to believe that he's evil, that he does not love children. Just can't be led to believe that. So Rispone did not have that 2%, we'll call it that 2% of the vote, that he could yell, John Bel Edwards is terrible and evil. When Edwards has these articles coming out basically not in favor, but highlighting his pro-life view. Supreme Court agrees to review Louisiana's abortion law that could limit women's access. The Supreme Court said Friday, now this was October 4th, 2019, like a campaign article in that October. We're in November. The Supreme Court said Friday that it will review the restrictive Louisiana abortion law, providing the first, Louisiana with a Democrat, same with Bob Casey, a Democrat in Pennsylvania, providing the first opportunity for a conservative majority reinforced by the president's two appointees to begin reconsidering the court's abortion rights landscape, coming from Louisiana. In the coming months, the court will examine whether the state's 2014 law requiring doctors at abortion clinics to have admitting privileges at nearby hospitals unduly burdens women's access to abortion. All right, you got to have admitting, okay? You have to have admitting abortion clinics, admitting privileges. Every doctor you go to a doctor and you got something wrong with your foot, he has to be able to admit you into a hospital if there's a problem. So anyhow, I'm just telling you right now that you're going to have to get yourself, you got to understand these things, and don't take this wrong, so you can talk to your friends. Absolutely anything you hear about Kentucky, Louisiana, they're trying to suppress the vote. The media is. Okay? They're trying to convince you that in the suburbs, educated white women are turning against Donald Trump. It's not true. So that's all I want to say on those elections. I just want to stop that, put a damper on it immediately. And we want to move on to... I don't know. We'll take a pick as soon as I got to check the internet to make sure there's something not wrong with the president. He went to the hospital. We're going to see what happened. Maybe he just needed a checkup from the neck up. We never know. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. Take a break.
1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
I'm Jeff Riblet, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. There you go. There's how you can get in touch with the show. Now, okay, first of all, we're going to play a video first, all right? And what I want to do is give you every way possible that I can within 2 hours of watch out, this is what the media is doing, this is what they're trying to do. Now, I don't pick up many people throughout the day, whether Mark Levin, Rush Limbaugh will probably at 12 really just start nailing this down for you. And but in my 2 hours, I like to show a couple different things and not timelines per se. And let's go through, before we get into Colin Kaepernick does not want to play. Now, I watch the Sunday shows. Now, we're up to bribery and witness intimidation, a pattern to intimidate witnesses. Let's go through a couple pictures, okay? Number 11. All right, this is This Week on ABC, pattern to intimidate witnesses. Let's go into number 12, stark emotion. Okay. Number 13. Now this is a pattern of the reason I clipped this, and I'll have a picture of him in a minute. The goofy little guy looking directly at you, not Schiff, the goofy little guy looking directly at you, is he not the crazy ass Democrat that said actually hearsay is better than firsthand? I mean, this is crazy. This is bat crap crazy, okay? Number 14. Now, this is ABC yesterday. Brazen tweet from Trump. Schiff had a choice to stay focused or read the tweet, okay? We already showed you this yesterday, number 15. This has been a very painful period. We showed you that a minute ago. Let's go past that. Now we've got, and we're going to get into the boy that would be king here in a minute. The Washington Post, right? Several Democrats, this is number 21, the Washington Post, several Democrats have stopped using the term quid pro quo, instead describing bribery now. Bribery, extortion, as more direct summation, forget it, of Trump's alleged conduct. The shift came after Democrat Congressional Campaign Committee conducted focus groups in key House battlegrounds. They did a focus group in key battleground areas. The DCCC. Quid pro quo wasn't playing. Bribery was scoring higher. Trying to intimidate the witness? Who's doing the intimidating here? Who is trying to, let's say, interfere with an election? Number 22. Now keep in mind Sondland. I'm going to tell you something in a minute once I go through the picture. Sondland, okay? Because he's this week. Number 22, this guy, this new star that we don't know, did not give a SH about Ukraine. Big stuff like the Biden investigation that Giuliani was pushing. I tell you what, this restaurant in Kiev is very popular now. They got a sign out front. Restaurant where Sondland was overheard quid pro quo with Ukrainian president. Oh, yeah. Oh, this place is the bomb diggity now. Everybody's going there. Number 23. I then heard President Trump ask, so is he going to do the investigation loud enough? Did everybody in the damn restaurant hear me? Ambassador Sondland replied that he's going to do it. He's got to do it. And then, number 24. You know, Trump's always got to ask, what's this President Zelensky? What's he think of me? President Zelensky loves your ass, man. He loves your ass. Cool. So look, we always have to have a scary picture of this piece of garbage, number 25 shift. Okay. Then we have Now, look at number 26. If you go and listen to every single thing that the media has presented and reported on these three, Mr. Kent, Ambassador Taylor, Ambassador Yovanovitch, credible, truthful, compelling evidence, mounting evidence, everything about their account is so accurate and true. Why you can't question them, and even when Republicans do, they just look angry. This is according to the media. This is the tweet. We're going to bypass reading all of it, 27, in the effort of time. Okay. It's the tweet. Okay. Here is Meet the Press. Here is number 28, Impeachment Showdown. This is This Week with George Snuffleupagus, number 30. House holds first public impeachment hearings. Number 31. It doesn't matter how factual you are, ma'am. It's irrelevant, okay? Stefanik, Ms. Stefanik, it's irrelevant how factual you are. Number 32. The woman. Bad news. She is going through some things. That's what they pulled out of there. Now, Zelensky does not want Yovanovitch, Ambassador, he does not want her there, okay? And let me say this, you are serving at the pleasure of the President of the United States of America. He could just decide. Now, we all know every bit of this foreign policy has been a deep state bureaucracy that Trump, everything that's happening is every reason you voted for Trump. Everything that's happening actually is every reason you asked him to be president of the United States. Period. Everything. I mean, how many of you have seen more memes on the Facebook and the internet that, you know, Trump went to Washington, D.C. and turned the lights on and all the roaches are scattering everywhere under the lights? I'm serious. So that being said, let's move along. This is Will Hurd, number 33. Now, the only reason I took this picture, okay, the only reason I took this picture is because remember when Ralphie said fudge? That's what Will Hurd looks like he's about to say. It's fudge, okay, sorry. Number 34, Ambassador Gordon Sondland, October 17th, House deposition. I recall no discussions with State Department or White House officials about former Vice President Biden and his son, nor do I recall taking part in any effort to encourage investigation into the Bidens. What were you doing at that restaurant in Kiev? Number 35, did Sondland, now we're going to paint a picture. Did Sondland perjure himself? Now here's what's interesting with the little claymation doll there, George Stephanopoulos, on This Week. Did Sondland perjure himself? Why nobody else? Why don't we roll the accurate perjury trap past everybody else, George? Why not? But Sondland, did he perjure himself? Okay. This is on Face the Nation, number 37. He said Trump, Taylor, Kent, and Yovanovitch. Okay, number 38, Face the Nation. President Trump, the former ambassador of the United States, the woman was bad news. She's going to go through some things. They did not want. Here is the guy, number 39. He was at the table. I want to know if he can remember all of this stuff. SH asterisk asterisk. All right, guy, if you can remember all this. I want to know what you had for lunch. I want to know what the waiter was wearing. I want to know how many times he refilled your water glass. I want the whole details at that restaurant. Yep. Number 40. The communists going after Jim Jordan on Face the Nation. Face the Nation, Nancy Pelosi having a meltdown. Okay. And number 41, that's Nancy. Don't ask me about Republicans. Don't ask me. I don't want to discuss their responses. I don't want to discuss anything. I respect you, Margaret Brennan, as a communist, a socialist, all the things that you are in supporting our Democrats on a daily basis here at CBS. But I will not accept you asking me questions about Republicans. I only want to move forward and talk about things. Now, this is Rush Limbaugh, right? This is number 42, Face the Nation, Rush Limbaugh. So see if you agree or disagree. My support for Donald Trump has never been greater than it is now. Agree. It is paramountly obvious watching this. These people have to go. You elected Donald Trump to drain the swamp. Well, dismissing people like Ivanovich is what that looks like. Dismissing people like Kent. Dismissing people like Sally Yates. These people had to go. I mean, the president of Ukraine loves Trump's ass. I love this guy's ass. This woman's got to go. Get rid of her. We can work together. Trump says, hey, get her ass out of there. And Taylor, dismissing everybody involved from the Obama holdover days trying to undermine Trump, getting rid of those people, dismissing them. This is what it looks like. It was never going to be clean. They were never going to sit by idly and just let Trump do this, Rush Limbaugh. Agree? Never. Never, 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 never. Number 43, I think the guy in the tie is on Face the Nation. I watched it. I think he's the jackass that said, well, secondhand information is actually better than first. And here he is, number 44. Okay. David Holmes, political counselor at the U.S. Embassy in Kiev. He's probably at that restaurant quite often. I wonder if he's a regular. When he goes in, Mr. Holmes, your regular table? Your regular table, Mr. Holmes? Little waiter with the white thing over, or your regular table? Drinks for everybody, Mr. Holmes? This. What did he order for lunch? We want the details. Where was he sitting? To the left where he could hear Sondland right here? Was he looking across the table? It's going to be a lot of emotion in his testimony this week. Was he looking across the table at people saying, going like, I can't believe I'm hearing this. Do you hear this? Wow. So we will see that emotion, raw emotion from Mr. Holmes, as he is the one that said, he's whistleblower of all the blowers out there. I heard it at the table. Mr. Taylor at the beginning said, I got to alter my deposition. I know you found me honest, but David said, I've been holding this back, but I can't any longer in good conscience for our democracy is crumbling and I must speak up. When did he speak up? Holy smokes. Number 48. Major week for public testimony. Key focuses on Ambassador to EU Sondland on Wednesday. Now here is the upcoming, 49, upcoming witnesses. Jennifer Williams, a never-Trumper that works for Mike Pence, that has witnessed intimidation. You got Tuesday, Alexander Vindman. Kurt Volker will be in there. Tim Morrison. Now, we've got a lot more to do on this. Like I said, I only have 2 hours a day. There's a lot that's been knocked down that you need to go read on. Now, Wednesday, Gordon Sondland, Laura Cooper, David Hale. Okay. And then Thursday, Fiona Hill. Wait a minute, David Hale. Hold on. Okay. Just checking something. Now, if you notice, David Holmes is going to do, I thought so, David Holmes is going to do his closed-door testimony. You're not going to get him. No, you don't get the guy at the table that overheard Sondland. You're just going to get the Sondland attacks. Now, they're going to get Sondland. They're going to attack the hell out of Sondland and Volker this week. They're going to attack the hell out of him. And when Democrats are going to. Democrats are going to go after him. And then after they have all that, they'll see how they can fit, Holmes into publicly testifying after he has Sondland's testimony to work his around. He may perjure himself. You never know. Let's go to 50 key public hearings. Tim Morrison, Gordon Sondland. See if I have anything left on that. If not, here's some more. Number 56, just showing you they keep saying what is happening. Number 59, Trump accused of witness intimidation in real time. Number 61, Trump accused of witness intimidation in real time. Now we have number 62. This is the Associated Press. I'm not going to go into reading her testimony. The number 3 Republican in the House says President Donald Trump was wrong to post tweets critical of former Ambassador Maria Yovanovitch during her testimony. It was just wrong. Number 63, a reporter yelled at the president, "Sir, do you believe your tweets and your words can be intimidating?" He said, "No, I have the right to speak out." 64, Holmes testifies he overheard Trump ask Sondland about investigations. You will not see him in public. 65, there he is. Vindman will be in full dress. White House releases memo of President Trump's first Ukrainian call that differs from original. Okay. And that might be it. Let me see if that is. And, okay, let's go here. Number 73, White House official Bolton met privately with Trump to discuss unfreezing Ukraine aid. Number 74, Steve Scalise blew the nasty and obnoxious communist Chris Wallace. Will never be his father, Mike. Always on Chris, lowest rated. Okay, nice little tweet there. And let's go to this one here. Number 77. Pence aide said Trump's Ukraine phone call was unusual and inappropriate. Why, now we have it? Because she said it was unusual. This is unusual. This is unusual. Is this not unusual to you? It seems inappropriate to me. Does it not seem inappropriate to you? No. You just don't recognize somebody that is draining a swamp and trying to get rid of corruption and root it out in Ukraine and stop giving the American people's tax money away. You just don't recognize that. Well, to me, it's unusual. Nothing was unusual about it. And let's see if I have one more. Okay, so let's go to the video that I said that I want to start at 3:16. Do you have that? Let's go here first. All right, so yesterday, and I'm going to wrap up my thought on this. Yesterday, number 72, Steve Scalise, and I'm not going to play the full 12 minutes, but Steve Scalise and Chris Wallace there. So take us to that one right there. That video, it starts at 3:16. Come back when I say when I'm ready.
Witness this week, which is on Wednesday, Ambassador Gordon Sondland is going to testify. So far, Republicans have complained, and they're right, that all of the evidence has been secondhand or thirdhand. Somebody who talked to the president told me, or somebody who talked to the president told somebody who talked to the witness. But that's not true for Gordon Sondland. According to an NSC official who testified, we saw the transcript yesterday, Gordon Sondland met directly with the president at least a half dozen times during this period. If he, and here is what he said, he corrected his testimony on September 1st with a top aide in which he said, "I said that resumption of U.S. aid would likely not occur until Ukraine provided the public anti-corruption statement that we had been discussing for many weeks." Congressman Scalise, if Gordon Sondland, who met with the president a half dozen times this summer, testifies on Wednesday, yep, the president said to me, we're not releasing the aid until they announce they're going to investigate the Bidens and Burisma, doesn't that blow a hole in the president's defense?
Well, the president's defense is that those things didn't happen. And it's not just the president's word. Not President Zelensky himself said that the aid wasn't conditioned and there was no pressure. And then because of some of these innuendos that you're talking about, the foreign minister of Ukraine just a few days ago released another statement saying that there was never a link between aid and investigations. And once again, there were only two people that participated in that phone call. It was Donald Trump and President Zelensky. Both of them were very happy with the phone call. Zelensky said there was no pressure.
Sir,
and the real bottom line is he got the money. Ukraine got the money,
well,
Chris.
First of all, a dozen people listened in on the phone call, and a number of them were immediately upset because what the president said about Burisma.
Well, those were Schiff's witnesses. But
wait a minute. No, sir.
They're
Career foreign service officers, and these are people who worked in the Trump administration.
Schiff's witnesses. There are other witnesses.
You had a woman yesterday. You had a woman yesterday who was on Vice President Pence's staff. She said it was inappropriate. You had Tim Morrison, who was on the NSC staff, who said that alarm bells immediately went off for him. Alexander Vindman immediately went to see. These are all people, you say they're Schiff's witnesses. They all were working in the Trump administration. But let me get back to my...
Well, no, some of them, they were not all Trump administration folks.
What, are you saying that the person working, Alexander Vindman, wasn't part of the Trump National Security Council?
The Inspector General said that the whistleblower had political motivations.
We're not talking about the whistleblower.
Had some serious concerns about
We're not talking about the whistleblower.
About all of
we're
these
talking
people
about Tim
that have
Morrison,
come forward.
and we're talking about the
You've seen our list of who we've asked to testify.
But I'm asking you about these people who worked in the Trump administration, who worked for the Trump National Security Council, or worked for the Vice President's office.
This is an important point, Chris. There are a lot of people who worked in the Trump administration who have very countering views to that, and they've not been allowed to come forward. So it's nice that some people can say one thing about a third-hand information phone call. There's something else that other people can counter that with, and they haven't been allowed to come forward. But ultimately, President Trump and President Zelensky were the ones on the call. Both of them said there was nothing wrong. The foreign minister of Ukraine just came out a few days ago to clear some of this up, to say there was never a link between money.
He incidentally was not on the call either. But if I could go back to Gordon Sondland. If Gordon Sondland says the president told him condition aid to Ukraine on investigating the Bidens, are you going to say that he's wrong, that he's lying?
Look, I know you've been asking and others have asked hypothetical questions. Let's talk in reality. Why don't we look at the three witnesses who actually did testify this week? All three of them were asked by, whether it was John Ratcliffe or whether it was Chris Stewart, all three of them were asked, did you see any impeachable offenses? Did you see any bribery? Any of that? Not one of those things were mentioned. Not one person said he saw a crime committed.
Sir, with
That's
all
what
due
this is
respect,
about, isn't it?
With all due
Removing the
respect,
president.
that very badly mischaracterizes what they said. They were asked, William Taylor, for instance, the acting ambassador in Ukraine, was asked whether or not these were impeachable offenses. He said, I'm there as a fact witness. I'm not there to pass judgment. But he made it clear what he thought about what the president was doing. Here he is.
To withhold that assistance for no good reason other than help with the political campaign made no sense. It was counterproductive to all of what we had been trying to do. It was illogical. It could not be explained. It was crazy.
He said withholding military aid to help with the president's political campaign was crazy.
And the problem with that is it didn't happen, Chris. The Ukraine foreign minister, based probably on some of that testimony, said it didn't happen. Zelensky said it didn't happen. And those are the people directly involved. You can bring out people that have third and fourth hand information. I thought this was supposed to be about finding facts. And if they're going to try to impeach a president of the United States, shouldn't it be based on something that actually happened versus one person's opinion of a third hand conversation?
Well, okay.
That's
all
really
right.
what this is all about.
You raised the question that I had raised a hypothetical, and I think that's fair, sir. Are you saying, though, because Gordon Sondland was a direct witness, he spoke to the president in the Oval Office, are you willing to abide by whatever Gordon Sondland says happened?
abide by Gordon Sondland. I abide by what the president did and what President Zelensky actually received. President Zelensky received the money. Barack Obama wouldn't give that money, by the way.
But, sir, I mean,
President Trump
you're
did.
right. President Trump has been much tougher in terms of in terms of giving aid to Ukraine than President Obama was. But President Trump released the aid 2 days after the whistleblower complaint went public.
Back to me. All right, there's no way to continue that rambling other than to finish up with, he was pushing, Chris Wallace is a communist, he was pushing Steve Scalise to say, will you abide by what Gordon Sondland says? A dozen people on the line. Let me say this, and let me get off of here, okay? If you listen to all the media, and I got a couple more stories I'm going to do, and my time is limited, but I'm going to do them no matter what. No matter what they say about, let's see, this week I have where are the three? Okay, number 26. Now, if you listen to, now others out there are going to break down all the things that's happening, and they're going to tell you who the Never-Trumpers are and who they work for and why they're in the White House and who spied, and you're going to get some great information today. Here's what I want to stay focused on. The lie being perpetrated by Adam Schiff, all the Democrats, the DCCC, as you could do, they're doing polling. I told you every day they're doing polling to see what works. So the president's, the polling numbers going up for impeach and remove are only due to what, and I'm not saying they're correct, but they're only due to the fact that the media beat a drum a certain direction. Okay, they plowed the snow that way, period. It doesn't matter. That's where they plowed the snow. Now, what they're plowing the new snow is how credible, I don't know what I'm saying there, these people are. Vindman. You're going to hear Vindman. Remember, I told you just a minute ago, you heard mounting evidence, corroborating evidence. You're going to hear so many things. These are distinguished lifelong diplomats. These are distinguished. Everything about them, Vindman, Holmes, everything about... I have the big list here somewhere. We'll just go to it if I find it. Let's go to number 56. Everything about Williams, Vindman, okay. Everything about Cooper, Hale, okay, Holmes. All these people, they will be so creditable, if that's correct. There's everything about them. But what are they building up? No matter what Gordon Sondland says will be a lie. We can't trust him. We cannot take anything he said. So if Sondland goes and they get nothing, okay, nothing whatsoever. Number 48. Major week for public testimony. Key focuses on Ambassador EU Sondland. Wednesday. They have been building up all week. Let's go to number 49. You see the group there, right? Number 49. All right. Where is the claymation doll? I know I got him here somewhere. We'll actually maybe end with that. Let's see. Where is he to say... Number 35. Did Sondland perjure himself? Watch what happens Wednesday. The media has built up the credibility of all of these witnesses. Why these lifelong bureaucrats, the problem they have is, this is what it looks like draining the swamp. This is what it looks like upsetting the apple cart. You remember what they used to say? This is what it looks like, okay? And President Donald Trump promised you this is what he would do. And it is falling apart. Their swamp is falling apart. We didn't have time to get into the Attorney General today, Robert the Attorney General today. We'll just leave it at that. I drew a blank. Bob Barr. We didn't get a chance to get into that. Okay. Did Sondland perjure himself? They're making sure by Wednesday. You watch Sondland. If you watch Bill Taylor, they built up his testimony. Kent, they built up his testimony. Vindman, they built up his testimony. Yanovich, they built up her testimony in the underground private bunker. They built up something they didn't even know was happening. They built up the released depositions on these behind closed door testimonies and left out what they did not want you to hear. They built that up. Then they built out the public perception of these people, why they're untouchable, why it's riveting, why it's emotional, it's moving. Anybody that does not see how moving and emotional this is, they have that so far up, the credibility, that Sondland, no matter what he says, will be a lie from start to finish, according to them. They will have you believing before he even raises his right hand, anything he says will be a lie. There will be roundtables Wednesday morning. Will Sondland perjure himself this morning? On and on. Folks, get ready. We're far from done. Take a break. I got 2 more stories that we're going to do. Take us out of here.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Okay, before we wrap up, we just always like to say Seth Rich is dead and Epstein didn't kill himself. All right, now moving right along, let's go through, and there's a reason. I do believe there's a reason. Okay, number 8, Barack Hussein Obama, he put it out there, okay? He put it out there. This is still a country that is less revolutionary than it's interested in improvement, okay? They like seeing things improved. Now, his opinion is improving is slowly taking everything away from you, like the Democrats have methodically, slowly. He's trying to tell them, look, you're letting the cat out of the bag right now. You know, there you got Francis saying we're going to take the guns. He's going to walk right in the house and take them. We know we're going to do that, but you guys have gone a little too fast. You know how we've worked this out. Now they got a debate, number 9. There's a debate Wednesday night, Washington Post, MSNBC debate, and they're talking about 4 women. That is not true. I'd like to check their pronoun, and I would think Rachel might go as a guy for this debate. In Atlanta, number 10, here is who's going to be on the stage. Cory Booker is trying to say, I wonder if Tulsi Gabbard will get asked about her Hillary Clinton comments and being a Russian spy. Are you a Russian spy? Cory Booker might say, hey, I'm the black guy. And then there's the boy that would be king and all the above. Let's move there. And Tom Steyer. Let's go to, and I will get to it in a minute, because they're trying to explain all this. Let's go to, here we go. We got the uppity brother at number 19. He was on Meet the Press. I watched it. Very well spoken. This guy is likable, all right? I disagree it's too late, because it's not a coincidence that Obama makes a comment to kindly soften the blow for this guy out front, okay? This guy's not going out and talking about being a true capitalist and talking about finding equal ground. Deval Patrick said he would take political PAC money. Yes, he did. He said, I'll take the money. You guys can act like dumbasses if you want. I mean, I don't think it should be dark, many united. Take it all should be accountable for, but I'll take it. That's what he said very nicely. Obama comes out, cuts the way. It says, look, we got to slow your roll there, Warren, Sanders, and all of you lefties. I'm with you, but this is the guy right here I'm endorsing, so I'm going to tell you, you got to slow your roll. And then he comes out and is going to play the true middle-of-the-road candidate. I do think he stands a chance. We'll get a little deeper on that. I think Deval Patrick can win New Hampshire. I think he can go into South Carolina. He's an uppity brother, okay? You can get mad at me if you want for keep saying that. That brother uppity, he got money, so I don't know how he's going to play with the brothers and sisters. But then again, Joe Biden, they're waiting in South Carolina for Joe Biden. And Cory can't get no love. He Cory give it love, brother. What's up? So anyhow, that's that. Okay, so let me go. I'm sorry, going the wrong way. All right, now give me the, let's go. We're talking politics. Number 20. Okay, Buttigieg, the boy that would be king, the gay brigade. Now, I will tell you this, if they're not looking at policy, they're not looking at what they can do as the American people. Democrats are looking at right now who could sustain Trump's tweet barrages. Who can, when Twitter wars break out, okay, who could win? Who could Trump? Could Trump do Buttigieg of and take it off and just say Buddy Judge or so? I don't know. You get mad at me? Shut the hell up! Don't get mad at me. I'm just saying, what could he roll out there on Buttigieg? Now the DCCC, you got to pay attention. They are doing all their congressional races right now in districts that they flipped that went for Donald Trump, to see that quid pro quo was not playing, and they got to switch to bribery, okay? Buttigieg is coming up, according to my opinion and my poll, because of the what Trump can't go after him factor is what they're thinking. That's the same thing with Deval Patrick. Warren, he's got him. Biden, Sanders, that's easy targets for Trump. So Buttigieg in Iowa is the boy who would be king right now for some reason, okay? So let's go to a couple more here. Here is Unsettled Democrat Field. There's number 29. He was on Meet the Press, Deval Patrick. Deval Patrick escaped not all the crazy. Did I just say that? And Democrat going to be in the same breath and a debate. Deval Patrick, he escaped crazy town. He escaped Beto O'Rourke. He's escaped Julio Castro. Remember when Julio Castro was going to defend the right for transgender males to get an abortion? This guy escaped climate change. Inslee out there in Washington State. He's escaped a lot of this crazy ass SH asterisk asterisk. So, well, he hasn't been on the debate stage. That will hurt him. No, it won't. No, it won't. No, it won't. He's a capitalist, not ashamed of it. So, as we keep on going through the stay with me on this. All right, here's CBS yesterday, number 45. This is the national poll. Biden 29, Elizabeth Warren 26. Now, the boy that would be king is down 9. Buttigieg has run at 9% for so long for one reason and one reason only. He's always enjoyed bringing up the rear. Where's my drum roll? Sorry. Anyhow, here he is, number 46. The boy that would be king. There he is. I mean, it's just, you take it, he's the boy that would be king. All right, number 47, Iowa, first choice for nominee. Right there in Iowa, statistical heat, dead heat. And a couple more. Then we have number CNN in on the game, 51. Buttigieg is leading there by double digits in this one. The Des Moines Register poll out there in Iowa for them. And there's Big O, number 52, telling Democrats that he is supporting Deval Patrick. Here's number 53, CNN. Buttigieg surges to the lead. They ask Elizabeth Warren, I don't look at polls. I look at selfies. I'm winning in selfies. I have more selfies than everybody else. Woo-hoo. Cuckoo. I got to get my cuckoo. We got to get sounds on here. Buzzers, sounds, graphics. Number 54, Obama delivers warning to Democrats. Now let's see if I have anything else before we go. All right, I think the president's okay. Here's one more, number 70. Here's Bernie Sanders with a statistical tie out there with the boy that would be king. And there's New Hampshire, number 71. Now, Elizabeth Warren is at 31% in New Hampshire. She is the Massachusetts senator. And Deval Patrick is a former Massachusetts governor. Interesting. Deval comes and kicks her out because she needs New Hampshire. She pulls off New Hampshire, she's a contender. Buttigieg pulls off Iowa and a caucus state, not the big prize. He needs to have 1-2. You got to have a 1-2 punch, and usually 1-2-3. Warren pulls off New Hampshire in an actual primary vote, and then it's on in South Carolina, and it's on from there. Because Warren could pull off California, big ones like New York. So is Deval Patrick in it to win it or in it to bring her down and end her campaign in Iowa? I don't know. I'm not for sure. Okay, let me go with this. I just want to do this really quickly because I don't have time. I said I wanted to do it. Number 6, this is Colin Kaepernick, okay? Colin Kaepernick at Nevada with his very, very white people before he realized that the man, you can't trust Whitey, Black Power, the man, before that came all true. And here is where he had his one moment of fame. Number 7. Let's go with number 7. Okay. This is when he's with the San Francisco 49ers. He's Smith. He comes in for Smith. I think it's Smith. Smith's hurt. Smith has got the 49ers rolling right along, game 4 or something. He comes in. He finishes the season. The coach out there, what's his name? He's with Michigan now. SH ***. He's with Michigan now and should be fired. Hargrove, right? Is Hargrove the coach up there? So anyhow, he should be fired from Michigan, not let alone San Francisco. And he goes with Kaepernick during the Super Bowl. Here's his very, very white mom and dad talking about what a kind, gentle, young little boy they raised. Okay, and they're reminiscing about when they bought him. And I say that, whether you like it or not, when they bought him, because here is number 3. You know, Kute Kinte was a slave. He was purchased, okay? And when he was purchased, he was hung up and given a slave trader's name, okay? This guy, I don't say have the nerve, okay, because you have the nerve, okay? This facilities in the United States, Falcons practice, has all the video they could use. They have the players, they have the owners' boxes everywhere that this guy can come. If he really wanted to play football and try out for the owners, let them go in private and decide. No, he wanted to make a media spectacle out of it. So at the last minute, he says, hey, nah, we're not going there. We're going to go to a high school. And then he invites these urban thug media people. I'll play it tomorrow because I got it. He invites these urban thug. Don't get rid of any of those videos today, except for the Chris Wallace one. He goes to this place knowing, and he claims he wanted media, he wanted to be transparent. Bull. He just wanted to make a show over there. He doesn't want to play football. And let me remind you as we close, number 4. In Alex Haley's The Roots, and I think it was 1973, the original airing of The Roots, which I remember very well because we were glued to the TV. This is the trade slave owner beating the daylights out of Kute Kinte until he acknowledged his name was Toby. Number 3, Toby, take your frizzy ass hair and your Kute Kinte shirt and go home because it will not be on an NFL playing field on Sundays. Okay? Take us out of here. We'll see you tomorrow morning. I'm your host, BKP.